It tastes better. I'm going to charge $3 a head for this at the farmer's market. You could probably buy this in a conventional 99 cents. So you get what you pay for. So really, that's it.
So Farmer Rick, are you going to hang around for some questions after our next speaker, or do you have time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I have a question.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Totally forgot. Hold on. Let's go ahead and talk about your CSA, and we'll have an opportunity for you guys to sign up for the CSA. Mom's going to pass out some information about what is the CSA and how can they join.
Yeah. So we have a Harvest Box membership where you can get, if you can't make it to the farmer's market on Saturday, or you want fresh produce earlier in the week, you can pick up at the farm on Tuesdays and get a Harvest Box of fresh, seasonal, local produce, whatever's coming out of the farm at that time. So this type of year, you're going to have onions, lettuce. We have some Asian greens like bok choy. Excuse me. We've got Napa cabbage. We've got radishes, beets, carrots, golden beets.
What's the CSA, bud?
Sorry. So community-supported agriculture. So you're buying 4 boxes at a time for $100, $25 a box. You can pick it up at the farm 4 weeks in a row, or you can get four harvest boxes in 8 weeks. So just do every other week. I've got plenty of information which should answer all your questions, and it's just another way to support a farm.
And what's the work thing you were talking about?
Oh, the work share is right now, this time of year, if you want to volunteer on the farm from 7 a.m. to noon, Monday through Friday, come out on the farm and you do your 5-hour shift, and then you get produce in return. So you could pay for your food by work, or you could pay for your food with cash.
Is it one time that
no,
you come, or how often do they have to come?
So, you would come every Tuesday, for example. So people's schedule change. I know things happen. A lot of college students will be coming out in the summertime, but they're finishing up school now. So if it works into your schedule, great. But this time of year, Monday through Friday, 7 to noon.
Who would be interested in that, the work exchange right there? And then who would be interested in the CSA, where you get fresh produce? And excellent. Hey, round of applause for Rick. Thank you, Frank. So he'll be here. He'll be here and taking more information. I want to move on because we have the dinner club. Everyone turn on their cell phone for me real quick and get on your Facebook. All right? Go to the Support Surgeon fan page for me. Everybody, please. YouTube. And what we're and we're Facebooking live right now on the Support Surgeon fan page. And go ahead and share this broadcast because we're about to do something special with our next guest. Let me know everyone's done that. Keep sharing the broadcast. Ask people to share for me. I'd appreciate that. No, the Support Surgeon one. You can look it up. Yeah. All right. And it's going to be a great cause, what we're doing. Hold on just a second. All right. And everybody who's watching on Facebook Live right now, if you could go ahead and share the broadcast for me also. We want to really blast this out. Hashtag #FeedABillion, feedabillion.org. I'd like to go ahead and bring up our next speaker, who's clearly the best dressed man in the room. And I met him when I went to the Grammys and the City Gala event in February. He is an entrepreneur, a business owner, personal friend of his. He helped train Tony Robbins' people. He currently owns 29 businesses. He told me when I met him, he was describing what he does for a living. And you guys remember the movie Pretty Woman and Richard Gere? What did Richard Gere do for a living? You guys remember? Bought businesses and did what to them? Sold them off in bits and pieces. And what was the first company he bought? His dad's. Remember that? So then he wasn't talking to his dad anymore. And Jason said, I do the opposite. I'm the anti-Richard Gere. I rescue companies that are in trouble, get them back going again, and often sell them back to the employees, help manage and run. So now he's up to 29 companies. He's recently, back to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins' mission was to feed 500 million people. And the founder of Feed a Billion, Dr. AJ, said, hey, we'll just match it. We'll start the organization called Feed a Billion. Their goal is to feed 1 billion people by November 20th, 2020. and I'm going to have him talk a little bit more about that. We're going to do a Q&A. We have an opportunity for you guys here. We have a limited number of books. I think we only have 30 books or so. They've been autographed by Farmer Rick, myself, and Jason himself. They'll be available at the end of this talk for $10, only $10, and that will feed 20 people. Every purchase of this book will feed 20 people today. So, without further ado, round of applause for the Beefy Spaniard, right there, the Beefy Spaniard.
How y'all doing
Give
today?
us a little background on yourself, Mr.
How you guys
Jason.
doing today? All right, cool. I got to get a little bit more participation. How you guys doing today? Good. Good. I got to have energy, right? So one of the things, how many of you, I didn't see because you were all behind me, how many of you actually like gardening? By a show of hands. Okay, a lot of you. How many of you don't have the patience for it?
Woo!
Okay, good. There's my fan club in the back. So if it was up to me, there would be nothing growing anywhere because I have no patience whatsoever. So I really enjoyed your talk. We had dinner there last night. It was fantastic. So I appreciate being invited in today to talk a little bit about Feed a Billion. Dr. V stepped up. As he said, we met at a red carpet event in Southern California. And I have a lot of people tell me, hey, Jason, that Feed a Billion thing, we'd love to help you out, right? And in my mind, right, how many people offer to help you move and then they disappear that day, right? It's the same exact thing when it comes to charitable work, right? They just disappear. They somehow leave. But he's been very adamant about staying in touch with us and becoming, we literally had to create an actual position for him called an ambassador.
Woohoo!
Because he was like, he kept calling, right? What can I do? What can I do? I'm like, can we make up a freaking position for this guy, right? Because he's giving so much. He's got that heart. You all know him very, very well, and he's introduced me to y'all and to his community. And the first thing I want to say to you guys, especially after the dinner that we had last night, I see some of you that were at the dinner last night. The journey that you're on, the work that you're doing on yourself, the decisions that you've made to take back your own life, I'm in awe of the decisions. I'm in awe of the path that you've been on. I sat there and watched before and after pictures for a little bit last night. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you for what you've decided to do. You guys give yourselves a big round of applause. Come on, a big round of applause. There we go. Good. So a little bit about Feed a Billion. He mentioned I'm an entrepreneur by trade. I own multiple businesses. I've reached a place in my life where even my businesses support charity. He'll tell you I came from a fairly rough background. My adopted father went to prison for trying to kill me when I was 17. I've been stabbed in the chest, shot in the leg. I spent a lot of time in and out of jail. Just had sort of a bad upbringing. But as I've traveled the world, we all have our cross to bear, right? Everybody in this room, if I was to sit down and talk to you, we all have something that challenged us. And as I know, the people that, as I've learned, as I've traveled around the world, the people that I respect are the people that take control of their own lives and they take responsibility for the decisions that they make, right? I'm no different. I had to take responsibility for my life. I didn't do that for a large part of my youth and did a lot of damage and hurt a lot of people. But I made a decision that I wanted my life to be about something different when my first son was born. And since that point in time, it's been about service. As you know, if you make life about yourself, it's very lonely. There's like a hole you can never fill, right? It doesn't matter how much, how big of a house you get, or how much food you can eat, or how, what kind of clothes you wear, or whatever it is. If you're trying to fill that empty space for yourself, it's not sustainable. We all know that, yes or no?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so what I learned on my journey was that there was two reasons why I was put on this earth: for me to get to be the best version of me that I can be, by education, by being at Tony Robbins seminar, by reading books, by knowing and understanding, never getting to a place with my own ego that tells me that I've reached a pinnacle, right? I've reached a point. So to continually be curious about life, learning about different people, You can't be racist if you're curious, right? If you're curious about other people, if you step into their families. I've traveled the world now. It's very tough to go into another country and to be welcomed into their home and to understand their culture a little bit and to educate yourself and to still be racist. It's tough. So if you get to know other people, you also get to see people suffering around the world. Where we take things for granted in this country, you get to see true suffering. And those of you that have traveled around the world, you understand true suffering. So the second part that I learned is that what do I do with my ability to be able to grow and to be able to enhance my mindset, right? The key component, the differentiator, the one thing that you have different than anybody else is your brain. What are you learning? How are you executing? How are you feeding it, right? How are you supplementing it? What rest are you getting? This is your competitive advantage over everybody, over your competition, right? So what do I use that for? And it's just for my own purposes, is service of other people. Right? I'm involved in 3 different charities. I spend the majority of my time in service of other people. Yes, I own these companies, but I only own the companies. I want more, because I take abused women and children out of a scenario like, let's say they're in trouble in New York. I give them a job in Portland. I get them permanently out of their environment, and put a roof over their head, give them a job, and start helping them, get their mindset back, right? Their own independence. Then we reach out to the men that are in those situations that have done the abusing, and if they really want to change, we help support them as well, right? I'm supporting an Operation Underground Railroad, where we go undercover and into different countries, and we save sex slaves. We just did a mission recently where we saved 37 little girls, put away 11 traffickers.
Tell the story. Tell the story.
Yeah. Well, we're Facebooking live, so there's a few of the things about that mission that we can't talk about in public. But it was powerful, to see little girls that are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, chained. Chained to a rusty bed, waiting for men to come in to pay $100 to have sex with them 6 and 7 times a night. It's disgusting, right? It's disgusting. But it's just as disgusting to go to a country in Eastern Africa and see kids that don't have enough to eat. When we're sitting here in this country of abundance and we have enough food, we have the resources to be able to feed every man, woman, and child on this planet. If all we did was put our minds and our hearts and our innovation to solving the problem, right? Over the last 20 years, hunger has gotten worse. The amount of charities supporting hunger have gotten more, which means there's more money going into it and less impact being made in the environment to actually feeding people. This is not a problem that we should have in this world today. It's not a problem that should exist. We should not have anybody going to bed at night like they do sometimes at the end of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, wondering where their next meal is going to come from. We just shouldn't live in that world, right? And so, I've using my resources, my ability to come out and talk to you. I'll go anywhere for Feed a Billion. I'll go anywhere for these places. I don't care, because what I need you. I can't do this by myself. I'm not taking a salary from any of these charities, none of them. And my travel here, I pay for it out of my own pocket. There's a lot of stuff. AJ, who's the founder of the organization, takes no money out of it. Same thing with Tony. He's a matching donor. So this is a real, genuine, heartfelt, we're trying to make a difference in the world. Right? So why? So why am I in Albuquerque? Because Dr. B invited me. Because he said that you have a crowd that would be receptive to to this kind of support, and so service of whatever it is that you're doing, right? Because everybody in this room had to make some sort of a decision to be here, to be on your own journey, and I respect the hell out of you. It's a hard decision for us to go from something that we know that's comfortable to executing with discipline on another path for ourselves. And again, like I said, I'm proud of you because that's a tough thing to do. Most people make excuses. Very few people actually take action. Okay? So what we're looking at, for Feed a Billion is for people to take action. What time did this meeting start? I want somebody have a phone that has a calculator on it for me. What time did we start? It's been about an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, so take 60 minutes. So 60 times 60 for me really quick.
3,600.
Huh?
3,600.
3,600.
Easy
So
math.
now do 3,600 divided by 4.
900.
What is it?
900.
900. So everybody say with me the number 900. 1, 2, 3.
900.
People died in the time that from when we started this meeting to right now, died because they didn't have food in their gut. Not hunger-related issues, because they starved to death. 900 people. Is that insane? It's crazy to me. 900 people died while we were sitting here. And some of us, our stomachs are growling. I know mine is. I'm hungry. But it's a powerful number to understand that 1, 2, 3, 4, another person just died. 1, 2, 3, 4, another person just died. And so people ask me all the time, Jason, you work like you're broke. You want to know why? Because when I wake up in the morning, there's a girl being raped somewhere. Because when I go to sleep at night, after I've had a really nice dinner with Dr. V last night, there's 20 more people that are going to die by the time that I in that meal while I'm eating. It's our shadow mission. This world has become so selfish and so self-centered that we think this world and that this time on earth is about us. It's not about us. To live what I've learned, and again, this is just my opinion, please understand that. And I'm open to everybody disagreeing with me. But our time on earth, for it to matter, for it to mean something, for us to enjoy this pattern, it can't be about us. The only thing that should be about us is how can I get better so that when I wake up tomorrow, I can feed 500,000 people instead of 400,000 people. How can we, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be feeding people, whatever it is that's in your heart. You know what it is. You know what it is. Just attack that and give of yourself and to become passionate about it and to stop worrying so much about us and what people think about us, because you know how much people are actually thinking about us? 0. My mother, who loves me probably more than anybody else on the face of the planet, isn't thinking about me right now. She's thinking about meeting her own needs. So why would we spend an entire lifetime caring what other people think who aren't even thinking about us? We got one life. And it's this, it's this beautiful, empty thing for us to paint on, this canvas, for us to create whatever it is that we want to. And so many of us create misery. So many of us create sadness. Because we don't understand it's not about us. If you serve somebody else, if you go to a cancer ward, probably right here in the city, and you go hold a child and go read a book to them, you understand you've got no problems. You see a little girl that's been chained for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe a year, being raped several times a night. And you look in her eyes, you've got no problems. You see somebody staring up at you and their bones are poking out everywhere because they don't have food. You realize we've got no problems. And it makes joy a lot easier. It makes service a lot easier. Anything, doing anything helps, right? That's why I'm in Albuquerque. Before I came here, the only thing I knew was this is where Bugs Bunny took a wrong turn. But I've fallen in love with your town. I've fallen in love with your hearts. I've fallen in love last night, at dinner. Met some amazing souls. And I'm just here to ask for help. Not for me. I'm good. To help, I'm here to ask for help for people I try not to get emotional. But I'm here to ask for help for people that can't help themselves, that really need you to step up, that really need you to help any way you possibly can. So the only thing, we have 3 levels of ways for you to help and support Feed a Billion. I'll tell you very quickly. One is if you've got no money, just go to the feedabillion.org and pick one of our companies that are participating, like and share their page. That's 5, if you like the page, that's 5 meals that you feed someone because a sponsor has stepped up to pay for it. A share is worth 10 meals. And then if you do both of those things, Tony Robbins matches it. That's 30 meals that you can produce just by liking and sharing. Okay, we wanted to take that away if you've got no money. Okay, if you've got a company, we've got. If you've got a company that you want to participate, we've got that. Reach out to me after we're done. And then the third way is to go to feedabillion.org right now, and there's a donate now. There's a donate now. $1 feeds 10 meals. And we got a crisis happening in Africa right now. And you can, we support here in America. We also support Africa, and we also support India. So if you have a particular area, you just let us know, and we'll support wherever you decide you want to support. So.
Hey, round of applause for Jason, everybody. Amazing, man. Biggest heart of gold, guys. Woo! I mean, he's serious. This gentleman is legit. So I want to get us over to the dinner club. I hope everyone just take one more time for everybody watching on Facebook. Just go ahead and share the broadcast, the live broadcast again on your phone.
1 second, because of what he's done with Loveless, the hospitals, right? And then what happened last night and a couple of other things that he's done. This man is going to be responsible already for approximately 200,000 meals. We're
not done yet. We're not done.
Come on, give him a round of applause.
Thank you guys, thank you. So share that broadcast, and again, we've got 30 copies of this book, $10 today. We'll get it done, and come take a picture with Jason and Farmer Rick and myself. Share it on social media, #feedabillion.org. We're going to start the dinner club at 2:30. I think if you were on the waiting list, it's probably open for you to go. And we'll see you at Indigo Crow at 2:30. We'll do another Facebook Live there, more of a Q&A session. So share this broadcast. Thank you guys. Come on up.
What's the line?